Good evening. Thanks for joining us this Monday. I'm Azleena Najri and these are the headlines. Special task force formed to probe sex video. Cause of mystery ailment among the Orang Asli identified as measles. And Beijing firmly supports Hong Kong leader and won't allow her to step down. Now, the mystery ailment afflicting dozens of Bati Orang Asli in Kuala Kuh, Kelantan has turned out to be measles. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the main factor causing the spread of measles among the Orang Asli is the low coverage of MMR immunization. This after 3-year-old Najri Rosli from the Bati Orang Asli tribe became the latest victim to die from the ailment today, bringing the death toll to 15. The Health Ministry's laboratory results as of June 15th confirmed that 37 of the 112 Orang Asli patients have contracted measles, while results for other diseases like tuberculosis, leptospirosis and coronavirus were negative. According to Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli, only 61.5% of the Orang Asli community have received their first dose of MMR vaccine and 30% their second dose. The nomadic lifestyle of the Batik people made it difficult for the medical team to reach them and provide health services in a more wholesome way. Dr. Zulkifli said of the 112 Orang Asli cases, the Health Ministry recorded 3 deaths, with the latest victim being Najri Rosli due to complications from measles. Najri was admitted to the hospital 8 days ago and was in a critical condition. He was on a respiratory support machine in an isolation ward in the intensive care unit. The toddler was the youngest of 5 siblings, with 2 of them having the same illness. Meanwhile, another Orang Asli has been admitted to the Hulu Terengganu Hospital suspected of infection to the respiratory system, raising the number of patients being treated to 10. Now, Terengganu Health Director Dr. Muhammad Jusof said the 29-year-old man from Kampung Sungai Berua in Hulu Terengganu was admitted on Sunday night after having coughs for 3 days.
Pesakit ini sebenarnya mempunyai hubung kaitlah dengan Kuala Kuh kerana beliau telah mempunyai keluarga di sana dan telah melawat Kuala Kuh beberapa kalilah dalam masa kejadian.
The man was placed in an isolation ward to prevent spreading infection to others, while all Orang Asli patients are reported to be stable. The Kelantan state government will examine all aspects of the Orang Asli Batik tribe in Kuala Kuh after the measles outbreak. The Chief Minister of Kelantan, Datuk Ahmad Yaakob, said that all sides will look into different aspects of the community, such as way of thinking, health, cleanliness, eating habits and their daily life.
Ya, kita lebih kepada sepatutnya semua pihak melihat dari segi kesihatan, dari segi kebersihan, dari segi pemakanan dan cara hidup mereka kita pertingkatkan lagi. Sebagaimana orang asli di pos-pos lain, mereka semua pun kepada lebih moden. Saya harap semua pihak pasti memikirkan untuk mengubah mereka kepada lebih baik. Sistem pendidikan, cara mereka berfikir, mereka penempatan hidup dan sebagainya. Mana banyak perkara perlu dibantu bagi orang asli Batik ini.
Dato' Ahmad hopes that the Orang Asli Development Department, Health Department and Security Forces will play a role in rehabilitating their health in the area so that they can return to their homes and continue their lives. In other news, Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali's political secretary, Muhammad Hilman Idam, said today there was no need for him to have his statement recorded at the Sepang Police Headquarters. This was in connection with an alleged threat against the man in a sex video implicating the Economic Affairs Minister.
Pagi ini tujuan mereka ialah mereka nak ambil rekod kenyataan saya terhadap laporan yang dibuat oleh Haziq yang mengatakan saya mengugut beliau, dan sebenarnya kenyataan itu telah pun diambil bersekali di IPD Sepang, memandangkan semua kes-kes sekarang ini dilaksanakan siasatan directly oleh Bukit Aman.
Last Thursday, Haziq, the Deputy Primary Industries Minister's Senior Private Secretary, lodged a report alleging that Hilman made a threat against him over the alleged sex video. The alleged incident took place at Marriott Hotel's Zest Coffee House at 2:40 p.m. on June 11th. Now, in the meantime, a special team has been set up to investigate the sex video. Deputy Inspector General of Police Datuk Mazlan Mansoor said the police have to speed up the probe since many quarters have urged the police to conduct a comprehensive investigation.
Siasatan kita ni terdiri pada pegawai penyiasat kita, daripada jenayah, daripada forensik, daripada SKMM dan agensi-agensi yang lain lah yang kita telah rope in this investigation.
The team will be headed by Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Datuk Huzir Mohamad. Datuk Mazlan said that 17 reports have been lodged on the matter and 21 statements have been taken since last week. The police, however, are still waiting for the forensic report on the authenticity of the video. Datuk Mazlan also said that the police would record the minister's statement soon, but declined to elaborate. Moving on, over in Penang, 6 men, including 2 locals, have died in the past 2 months after consuming cheap alcohol believed to be mixed with methanol. This led to the arrest of a Myanmar national who is believed to be involved in the distribution of the homemade brew in Georgetown. The suspect, who is believed to be part of a syndicate, did not have a valid travel document and was remanded for 14 days to facilitate police investigation into the case. District Police Chief ACP Cik Zimani Cik Awang said the 44-year-old suspect was found to have distributed the products at the Komta Multipurpose Complex following a raid on Saturday.
Kita percaya minuman buatan sendiri ini dimasuk ke dalam botol-botol berjenama untuk mengelirukan pembeli. Dan apa yang kita kesan juga, jenama-jenama tiruan ini dijual dengan harga yang begitu murah. Dan saya menyeru dan menasihati orang awam supaya tidak membeli dan meminum minuman keras yang dijual secara murah dan tanpa lesen yang sah.
A total of 2,271 bottled and canned bootleg alcohol were seized in the joint operation with the Customs Department. Police are still hunting other members of the syndicate, whose operating base remains under the radar. Another 7 Myanmar men, in the meantime, are receiving treatment at the Penang hospital after falling sick from consuming the alcohol. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for culpable homicide. Now, a trader was charged in the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court today for abusing 2 of his foster children, aged 7 and 8, in Sri Kembangan last month. Muhammad Rajah Abdullah, 48, pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to him in front of Judge Hilmiah Yusof. According to the first and second charge, the Selangor wholesale market trader was accused of abusing the 2 children until they had injuries on their faces and bodies. He faces a fine of up to 50,000 ringgit or up to 20 years in jail or both if found guilty under the Child Act. Judge Hilmiah allowed the accused bail at 13,000 ringgit with 1 guarantor and is required to report to the nearest police station once a month. The court set July 18th for remention of the case. The Klang Municipal Council MPK will launch a massive operation to rid the district of illegal plastic processing factories. MPK President Datuk Muhammad Yassid Bidin said investigations revealed that there are still factories operating illegally, especially in Teluk Gong and Pulau Indah in Port Klang. The operation, which will begin this week, will be carried out for 3 months.
kepada operator-operator kilang plastik yang tidak ada berlesen ni tadi supaya segeralah menutup kilang-kilang mereka sebelum tindakan kompaun, malah tindakan membawa ke mahkamah juga akan diambil sekiranya mereka terus berdegil melakukan aktiviti tanpa kebenaran tersebut.
47 illegal plastic factories have been found to be operating in Klang. So far, 9 have been closed down, while the owner of another factory has been charged in court. A task force has been set up involving the land and district officers, the Naga National Berhad, Air Selangor, the police and other related departments in the fight against these illegal factories. When we return, netizens unimpressed with tourists' behavior in viral video. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the subject matter covered was not much different from the talk he delivered at Oxford Union in January. Yet Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad kept the floor engaged with his wit and humour during his talk at Cambridge Union on Sunday. The rumblings of a small group of protesters outside were soon drowned by the Premier's off-the-cuff speech inside the hall. That took the audience from the British rule narrative to the present-day woes faced by the country and the world. Now, the nonagenarian was steadfast on his stand on many issues, including on the Israel regime that had carved out its own state on the expense of Palestine, the atrocities suffered by Palestinians, as well as Malaysia's stand on LGBT.
So, in the case of the Jews, so of course not all Jews are bad. I had a lot of Jewish friends here in Britain, but most of them support the wrong things being done by gave them money. And of course, if you say anything against the Jews, you are labeled as anti-Semitic. No other race in this world labels people like that. Why is it so difficult? Why is it forbidden for us to criticize the Jews when they and other people criticize us? So, well, we respect people who respect other people. The Israelis didn't respect other people. You take a country that belongs to somebody else and you create a state of Israel. You never compensate anything. You did not ask for a plebiscite or a referendum. You just took the land and gave it to Israel. That is wrong.
Dr. Mahathir also once again highlighted how Malaysia shifted its focus from the west to the east and the fear of marginalization of the smaller countries by the bigger nations. Also in attendance during the talk was his wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasmah Muhammad Ali, Foreign Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah, and Youth and Sports Minister Syed Sadiq Abdul Rahman. Among those who joined the crowd were Cambridge undergraduates, Malaysian undergraduates, and Malaysians living in the UK. In the meantime, nearly 2,000 Malaysians who are working in the UK, as well as students, thronged to the Malaysian High Commission's Hari Raya Aidilfitri open house at the High Commissioner's residence in Templewood Gardens, London. The Prime Minister, as well as Tun Dr. Siti Hasmah and their entourage, welcomed them all to celebrate the festivity and make them feel at home. The guests also did not miss the opportunity to greet Tun Dr. Mahathir and posed for photographs.
That today I can meet so many of you. I never realized there were so many Malaysians living here in England. And many of you have done well here. Continue and come back and help to rebuild Malaysia.
Alhamdulillah, saya sangat seronok. Ya, memang inilah merupakan kali pertama saya meraihkan Hari Raya Aidilfitri bersama rakyat Malaysia yang bukan saja datang daripada kota London tetapi daripada keseluruh United Kingdom, dan saya difahamkan juga ada juga yang datang daripada Malaysia.
Guests comprising Malaysians and foreigners heartily tucked into popular Malaysian dishes such as satay, ketupat, lemang and rendang. Now let's hop on to our daily segment, Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. So Malacca is known by many as one of Malaysia's hottest tourist destinations for its traditional delicacies, historically rich heritage sites, but not for its polluted river. Netizens of Twitter Jaya were stunned as they saw a video showing a few tourists cannonballing into the Malacca River. The clip went viral since its upload on Thursday on various platforms, with its original raking in over 105,000 views. According to World of Buzz, the 12-second video was taken a year ago, but was only recently uploaded on Twitter. The two tourists surely seemed to be enjoying their dip, but netizens were left puzzled with their actions. Many Twitter users were disgusted by the tourists' actions, as the river is well known for its severe pollution. One user shared his experience of falling into the river while kayaking and described how dirty and smelly the water was. Others were overwhelmed, with one netizen saying she hoped that they had a skin doctor on speed dial. On May 20th, New Straits Times reported on the severe Malacca River pollution, where it turned black and foul-smelling, which prompted an immediate shutdown to allow cleanup operations. Moving on to some business news, the Transport Ministry has expressed hope that more transport service operators will take the initiative to introduce cashless payment system in the future. Its Minister Anthony Loke Siew Fook said the move would improve the efficiency of the public transport and at the same time increase the number of commuters.
Dan harapan saya nak lihat supaya operator pengangkutan yang lain dapat juga menggunakan sistem cashless ini. Dan saya difahamkan prasarana memang pun ada perancangan untuk perkhidmatan kita seperti MRT, LRT dan sebagainya. Jadi itu untuk menjawab soalan itu memang kita ada cadangan.
According to Locke, this is to raise the capability in many areas, as well as to tackle corrupt practices, because by going cashless, every transaction is to be recorded. The minister was speaking after launching the Go Cashless on Public Transport campaign, organised by Express Rail Link Sdn Bhd, ERL, at KL Central today. The campaign also involves ERL's strategic partners, such as Boost, eWallet, GrabPay, MasterCard, Maybank, Touch and Go, Union Pay and Visa. Lok said the system would be implemented in phases to ensure it could be carried out extensively. 1,000 tons of premium Musang King and Blackthorn durians will be exported to China every month. Minister of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Minister, Datuk Salahuddin Ayub, said the export is worth almost R500 million a year.
Kementerian telah menjadikan durian sebagai salah satu industri di bawah sumber kekayaan baru.
He said this in Putrajaya while launching the first frozen durian export from Malaysia to China event. Datuk Salahuddin explained that as of for now, permission to export frozen durian as a whole fruit is given to 5 companies: Exo Fruits Industries Sdn Bhd, JL Food Industries Sdn Bhd, PHG Everfresh Food Malaysia Sdn Bhd, Top Fruits Sdn Bhd, and Kami Food Services Sdn Bhd. This first shipment of frozen whole durians is a significant moment for the agricultural industries, as previously only processed durians were exported. Now, Malaysians should brace for tough times as the economy is facing real problems amid external situations beyond its control. Economist Dr. Jomo Kwame Sundaram, a senior advisor at Khazanah Research Institute, said Malaysia will get caught in the trade war between the US and China, as China is a major Malaysian trading partner with joint ventures such as Proton and Gili.
This is going to be a very, very tough time because you have, as you correctly say, the external situation is very bad and it's deteriorating almost on a daily basis, So this is beyond the control of a Malaysian government. Many of these problems are beyond the control of the Malaysian government. So we probably have to prepare ourselves for a situation where these tough times are going to be there for some time to come.
Dr. Jomo said this on the sidelines of the Malaysian Economic Convention 2019 today. He added an economy slowdown was already underway, affecting commodity prices, where even low-cost oil-producing countries like Saudi Arabia are revising their policies due to the current economic situation. Dr. Jomo stressed the importance for the whole nation to recognize the problem and deal with it together as a country, putting any form of political differences aside. He said Malaysia should also start thinking about domestic investments instead of focusing its efforts on foreign investments as its economic savior. Now, after the break, argument on bus leads to the death of a dozen. Stay with us. We're back with the foreign front. Beijing reiterated its backing of Hong Kong's embattled leader, Carrie Lam, on Monday after a massive demonstration demanding her resignation over a controversial extradition bill. Organisers have reported some 2 million protesters on the streets of Hong Kong Sunday. Although Lam offered a rare concession on Saturday, she stopped short of committing permanently scrapping the unpopular law. Her gestures was swiftly rejected by protest leaders who called on her to resign, shelve the bill entirely and apologise for police tactics earlier in the week. But Lam, the first woman to get the international financial hub's top job, continues to enjoy support from the Chinese leadership. Lam took over as Hong Kong's chief executive in March 2017 when a committee stacked with Beijing loyalists voted her into office. Meanwhile, 22-year-old democracy activist Joshua Wong was released from prison on Monday and urged Carrie Lam to resign following days of mass protests against an extradition bill. The young activist was released from the Lai Chi Kok Correctional Facility after finishing a 2-month sentence. Wong had called for the government to scrap planned changes in the extradition law prior to being jailed. The sentence was originally 3 months, but was reduced to 2 because he was only 17 when he was arrested in 2014. The 22-year-old student leader became the face of Hong Kong's umbrella movement democracy protests, which brought the city to a standstill 5 years ago. Soon after leaving prison, Wong laid flowers at a makeshift memorial outside a shopping mall where a protester fell to his death on Saturday night after hanging a banner on some scaffolding. On Saturday, incumbent leader Lam caved in to public pressure and suspended the bill indefinitely, but protesters insisted on her resignation. About 2 million demonstrators were present in the march through the city centre to show their opposition against the bill on Sunday. Now, over in Indonesia, 12 people were killed and dozens of others injured after a bus passenger tried to wrest control of the steering wheel on Monday. The accident was believed to be due to an argument with the driver. In the 1 a.m. crash, the coach swerved into oncoming traffic on a toll road in West Java, smashing into 2 cars and causing a truck to roll. According to authorities, some 43 people were injured in the multi-vehicle accident and were rushed to hospital. The 29-year-old passenger was severely injured, while the condition of the bus driver remains unclear. Traffic accidents are common in the Southeast Asian archipelago, where vehicles are often old, poorly maintained, and road rules regularly flouted. In February 2018, 25 people were killed when a tourist bus ran off a road and overturned in West Java. Now on to the 2019 Copa America. Uruguay crushed a 10-man Ecuador 4-0 in their Copa America opener on Sunday. Star players Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani were in top form as they scored goals of their own during the match. Uruguay opened the scoreboard early when Nicolas Lodero swept the ball into the net on the 6th minute. To make matters worse for Ecuador, midfielder Jose Quinteros was sent off the field after a rough aerial challenge. On the 33rd minute, Edinson Cavani gracefully volleyed the ball past the goalkeeper to score the second goal for Paraguay. Luis Suarez then followed suit with the third goal at the stroke of half-time. The Ecuadorians were unable to break through on the second half, and an own goal by Arturo Mina put the result beyond doubt as the match ended in Uruguay's victory. The result puts Uruguay at the top of Group C, and Japan is set to play against Chile in the second group game on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Qatar's debut got to a weak start as they made a foul in their penalty box, giving Paraguay a penalty kick, allowing striker Oscar Cardozo to power the ball into the net at the 4th minute. The Middle Eastern team struggled throughout the first half, but was unable to find an equalizer. Early in the second half, Paraguay doubled their lead with a long-ranged strike from Derlis Gonzalez in the 56th minute. Forward Almoez Ali scored the first goal for Qatar 8 minutes later, showing that they were not ready to throw in the towel just yet. On the 77th minute, Bulim Kuki capitalized on poor goalkeeping from Paraguay's Roberto Fernandez to slide the ball in for the equalizer. Neither team was able to break through, and the match ended in a draw. Following the match, Colombia led Group B with 3 points. Paraguay and Qatar have 1 point each, and Argentina at the bottom with no points. And that's all for 7Edition this evening. Wrapping up are visuals of amateur artists breaking a Guinness World Record for the most people making sand sculptures simultaneously. A total of 287 dolphins were carved in a span of 90 minutes in the beach town of Fulong, Taiwan. With that, I'm Azleena Najri. Thanks for watching and good night.